Okay, so let's take a look and see what we got here. It's a pretty good sized box. And you can kind of see on this, it's a Seawind. It's made by Ho, something like that, in China. And we'll take a look and see what we got here. So this is, looks like everything's pretty well packed. Okay. This is what she looks like. So, got some cellophane done with, wrap. Boy, very impressive so far. The workmanship, the craftsmanship, I mean, it's incredible. Beautiful boat. So it's looks like it's got, you know, metal, a lot of the metal, the thing for the head stay and for the shrouds, those are all metal. All the running rigging is already here. There's a door here that I assume has the servos in there. We'll take a look at that and see what all we can see. So set that aside. But let's see what's in them. This is probably the radio transmitter, I'm guessing. Pretty well packed. Yep, 2.4 gigahertz, fairly simple. It's a 4-channel, so there's servo motors that operate the rudder, and then there's also servo motors that bring the sails in. So I'm sure that that's what these two are about. And it looks like a nice little unit. So what's up? Okay. So here it is. It's very, very nice looking. It's beautiful. This is, I think, you know, it looks like it's metal. This is certainly metal. This thing probably weighs, you know, 3 pounds or so. Looks like stainless steel shaft, and that goes up. We'll show you how this fits. This goes up into the hull, and it gives it stability when it's under sail. So this is the keel assembly. This little guy here is the rudder, and the rudder, there's a servo motor that connects to this rudder, you know, so this gives it ability to tack and change direction. Very nicely made. It's just beautiful pieces. So we've got that. Okay, so here we've got everything unpacked and everything. Boat's looking good. It's on its little stand. Going to take a look at the electronics now and the operational parts. This is a little hatch right here. All the lines, this is all considered what's called running rigging, and this is what handles the sails. There's a line up front that's going to handle the jib, and then also another line here that will handle the mainsail, and those are run by servos, and that's what's in this hatch here. So we'll pop this open here. Hello? Come on. Okay. So this is a little watertight seal. It's got a nice gasket in there and a locking mechanism. And so inside this hatch, this is the servos for the rudder and for the sail trim. And there's something else in here. It's kind of all wrapped up. Let's see if I can get this undone. This is the electronics that's going to operate the servos, and it's all sealed up in plastic. This is a little tiny antenna which picks up the radio signal, and since it's all plastic, it doesn't need to be on the outside. But this is all wrapped up to keep it waterproof. It's got a tie wrap on it, and it's got a little Velcro pad in there, so you don't really even need to take this thing out. I'll try to get it back in there where it's out of the way. Then inside here is the servo motors. There's another wire here, and this is going up. This is going up to a small battery compartment. You can see this takes four AA batteries to run the servos. Form of a tool. Looks like it's just pressed in. Yeah. Real nice O-ring gasket to keep it clean. This is the connection for the rudder. It's got a little thumb screw on here. We'll unscrew that. Seat right on the flat piece. So you can see how that works. You can see up here, this is the servo motor for the rudder, and as I turn the rudder, you can see how that works. So there's two linkage arms that go all the way back to here, and just very well made. I was always skeptical to pay this much money, a few $100 for a plastic model. But so this was the small knurled nut there that holds the keel in place, and you can see now that the keel is down there. Oh. Okay, so that's a nice thing about this cradle. You can kind of see how it fits in there, and the keel holds there. So we've got the keel installed. That was with this little nut. You just unscrew it. I'll tighten it up with a pair of pliers before we go sailing. And then we also have the rudder in place, and I think I showed you the rudder can turn through the servos, which are the servos are right in there. Okay, so we're starting to get there. Okay, now we've got most of the boat assembled, and now this is the sails and the mast and booms. So they're kind of, all the running rigging is already attached, so you have to be kind of careful. There's some pieces of tape to take off. It's keeping things together. And then all the lines that need to be connected to the boat are on little clips with it, but I wanted to kind of just go over and show it. There's two sails. There's a what's called a head sail or a jib. That's the smaller one that attaches to the bow. And then there's the mainsail, which is attached to the mast. So those are the two sails, and it's kind of hard to show because all the rigging wires or lines are all on here, and they're all attached, so you sort of have to kind of unwind them and kind of figure out where they're going to go. There's several lines. There's some lines that tighten the sail, that tension it. Those are called halyards, and the mainsail halyard comes down to a little cleat so you can tighten it. The other halyard is on the jib, and it also allows it to be tightened. And then you also have rigging wire called shrouds, and the shrouds are the ones that hold the mast up. And so in this particular case, this is the aluminum mast. About almost halfway down, there's a set of spreaders which holds the two upper shrouds, and then these come down to the deck. That holds the top of the mast in position. Then there's two lower shrouds, comes down. These also attach to the deck. and they will hold about the center of the mast in tension. So you've got upper shrouds, lower shrouds, and then halyards, which tighten the sail. Down at the lower end, along the foot, this is an aluminum boom, and it's attached here. This will fit right down on the deck. And you also have a couple lines here. This line here is attached to tighten the foot of the sail, and that goes to a little cleat. So basically there's three parts of a sail. There's the luff, which is the front of the sail. There's the leech, which is the trailing edge. And then there's the foot, which is the bottom. So, and then you, like I said, you've got shrouds that hold the mast in place, halyards that tighten the sail. And then also on the jib, this is the jib, and it also has a small boom on it, aluminum boom. And this would be considered a self-tending jib. When you tack, it helps because the boom will move back and forth from one side of the boat to the other when you're doing a tack. So you've got the main mast, you've got the mainsail, you've got the jib, you've got the booms, and you've got all the running rigging. And these all tighten up. That's going to be the next step, is to actually attach this to the hull, and then it'll make a little more sense and be a little more self-explanatory. Okay, so we're making some progress here. So kind of show you a little bit what I've done. The mast doesn't really bolt on or anything. It just fits into a little slot called a mast step. But in order to hold the mast up, you have to tighten the shrouds. So you can kind of see, here's the main mast. This is the shroud that's going through the spreader. It's coming down and attaches to the chain plate. Then on the jib I attached here to the front, which is holding the sail, but it's also holding the front of the mast. And then on the rear of the mast, or the stern, we have the backstay, and that's going to come right down here, and we'll attach it. This is called the backstay, and then we'll do the same thing. We'll take this little slider and slide it up until it gets tight. Again, that's simulating a turnbuckle. Kind of see. Okay, so that's holding the mast in the aft position. This is holding it in the front, and then we've got the lower shrouds. That's coming from here, and that. So let me give you another quick little overview. Here we've got the sail up. So you can see how tall this thing is. It's about 6 foot tall when it's on its stand like that.